All right, we got Eric from Payne Arena, man. What's going on, Eric? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no, man, I'm really happy that you're here, man.
It's rare that I do this stuff, but
Really? Why?
yeah. No, I don't like people knowing who I am.
No, I mean, so you don't have a big social media presence or anything like that? You
Nah, we used to do the podcast and all that stuff, but
know? With Payne Arena.
yeah, they used to call me. There were some people that were on there always calling, "Hey, that's the Dimples guy." Dimples and all that stuff.
And what was the podcast? It was just the events going on at the Payne Arena? Okay.
Yeah, it was mostly our events that were going on, and then we would get exclusive interviews with some of the artists that were coming up. We did Chiquis, Manuel Turizo, a bunch of other artists that we did with some wrestling people. It just got a little too much for us.
Yeah.
Because we're a small, very, very, very small team, and we were doing everything ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty.
People think that it's like it's simple. It's not.
Press play and do. No, it's a lot.
I know,
of
dude.
work, bro.
They think like podcasts are easy to do because it looks simple.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking on a microphone,
But the editing and all that stuff,
and then the conversation, the flow, like when we do the other show that I have, right? That's on Wednesday nights. People don't realize I have a structure, like I have,
you got to have bullet points.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about?
And if you don't,
están cagando palo, pero at the same time, you still got to have that flow going.
and you have to have interview skills. There's a lot of podcasters that see what we do, or people that see what we do and think like, "Nah, man, I could probably do that. It's easy," and then they do it, and it's not the same because you have to have kind of a mentality of conversation flow, and
I think it works for you because you're on the radio every day, and you're in front of people doing your, with Whiskey D, all that stuff. You're really good at it, man.
yeah. But I still put a structure together,
Yeah.
and like before I sit down with you, I think about what would I like to talk to him about, what would I like to ask him, and I kind of coordinate that. Sometimes I'll write them down and stuff, but for that other show,
you got nothing on your paper.
well, I don't have anything on my paper, but while we're conversing, I might want to write something to like follow up to what you're saying.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want my brain to be thinking of following up while you're still talking, and then I zone out. You know what I mean? So I'll write it down and I'll keep listening. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of people think that everybody just that you just come in and you just do it and you just flow. I could probably get away with it, and I have before, like some of the interviews that I do here. I really don't, I just off the top of my head, but I've been doing it for 38 years. And then, like I did a podcast with some dude, because they asked me, "Hey, man, you want to be on my podcast?" Stuff like that. And I said, "Órale, está bueno, bro." And I kind of knew this guy isn't like a radio guy. He doesn't have interview skills or anything like that. So I said, "You know what? Put 10 questions together, and that way when I get there, you just go down to questions, and whatever you want to ask me, I don't care."
And sometimes the podcast feel kind of boring.
Yeah.
And the feel's not there. And you're like,
See, so I said, just have 10 questions for me, right? And that way you ask me the question and boom, boom, boom. And, I'm already setting it up for him.
yeah.
And whatever you want to ask. And I get there, and the guy showing up with a pad, and he's like, "I don't know what." And I go, "You don't have the 10 questions, dude. It's been a week, bro." Yeah. So he's trying to think something off the top of his head right there at that moment, and then he didn't have the questions when we did the thing, and so he just tried going off the top of his head, and I ended up. Sometimes I'll end up just running the show, dude.
Now it's your show.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So now what I do when I get called and asked to do a podcast, I say, "Send me a link and let me see what you got. Let me see if it's if it's something that you're really like putting effort into it, and you've got some type of there's
consistency.
That you're serious about what you're doing, and then I'll see it. I'll say, "Órale." So I'm doing 2 podcasts that I just recently did last week, and then I'm doing another one next week. So
You're a busy dude, man.
Yeah, man. But
busy.
I mean, I would imagine you're busy running the Payne Arena, bro. How is that?
Every single day, bro. Like I'm talking about. Honestly, I only sleep like probably 3 to 4 hours because I have to continue to do stuff. Because you have your daily operation stuff that I got to do throughout the day. which, dealing with staff, operational stuff, housekeeping. What runs
stocking up the
food and beverage?
Yeah,
dealing with those managers that I have,
cleaning up the arena,
all of them,
making sure all the lights are working,
and then having to do the booking of the venue as well. It's a lot of stuff, man.
And what's harder for you? Is it like keeping up with the arena or the booking?
What I love to do is booking. What I love to do is bring artists.
Yeah,
I like to bring everything and anything. I'm a guy that likes to look at the new and up and coming stuff. Like there's this, we're doing a show, a country show that's Hudson Westbrook. A lot of people don't know who he was. And I heard him because of my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter was like, Dad,
yeah,
Hudson Westbrook. And I was like, who the heck is that? Right. So I start researching, doing my thing. And it's mostly listening to the younger kids, man.
Yeah.
And the older people at the same time. Some people are like, hey, bring Blue Oyster Cult. Bring it. It's going to be badass and this and that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you got to, yeah.
But is the value ready to pay X amount of dollars per ticket? You can bring anybody. Money talks. Al último.
Yeah.
And you're in the show business. I know you are. You do your whiskey dealing. It's all about wheeling and dealing,
negotiating.
Being a promoter friendly venue, because we are not the only venue anymore.
Yeah.
Ya salió, my competitors.
Yeah.
Bird Ogden Arena.
Yeah. And then you got the McAllen Performing Arts Center and Convention Center.
Even the little small ones, Cine de Rey.
Yeah. And it's crazy how those venues are on the upper side of the Rio Grande Valley of the 956. Yeah. There aren't any venues like that in Brownsville or Harlingen or anything like that. It's crazy.
They call me. A lot of people call me. Trust me. I'm talking about chingos of people call me. Hey, can you help me out to do this festival, this festival, this festival? I just don't have the time a lot, and I don't want to get involved.
As far as booking the bands.
Booking bands.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
They know, I know people.
You know how to get it done.
Yeah.
That's your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a straight up guy, I'm not trying to do any shady stuff. I've never done any of that stuff. Like my thing is just bringing entertainment to the Valley. That's my biggest thing.
Make it a success.
It all started at the one and only, the Villarreal.
I was there, man. I grew up there.
And I fell in love with the music there. I used to go to all the rock concerts, Static X, Sick Puppies, Slipknot, todos. All of them. And I just fell in love with the music. Went to school to do entertainment sports management. Did that in Dallas. Did a lot of intern stuff. But when I came to Hidalgo, it was in 2004. Is when I started at Dodge Arena.
Wow.
Pero from the
That's 21 years, yeah, carnal.
From the bottom. From the bottom, like I'm talking about operations, building stages, todo. And
that was your real school.
Yeah, that was my hands-on, messing up my fingers. You can tell my fingers kind of messed up. There's so many things that I learned, but I was a guy that was metiche. I love to figure out how does that guy do his job.
Yeah.
Because I want to learn, because I know I can do your job.
Yeah. You have to be inquisitive.
Yeah, dude. And I was just, hey, sir, how do you do this? And how do you do this? And how do you get that show? And I was just being that guy.
Yeah.
It was like, man, that guy's annoying as hell, dude. Like, fuck.
No, it's called ambition.
Ambition, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be ambitious.
Yeah.
And you got to have work ethic and wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult for me because it was just, I was a young kid. And every time there was a general manager, when it was Dodge Arena, that general manager left, and another one left, and another left, and I was like already in 2010, 2015, around there. They never give me the opportunity, man.
10 years, you were there already.
And I was like, hey.
Consistent.
I was like, hey, can I try? No, you're too young. You're too young. I don't want to say any names who was telling me I was too young, but I was like, you're too young, you're too young, you're too young. And until 2015, bro, they called me from HEB Park. Me fui. They said, hey, you want to be the general manager over here? Blah, blah, blah. That's
in Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh, the Toro Stadium. I went to go run that for 3 years.
Okay.
That's when they had all the theater games, all that, the activity that was going on there. We had a rock show in the amphitheater in the back. We had a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember you had some Christian bands there with Treviño, right?
David Treviño.
Yeah, and I think you had, what was that? It was a rock band también. You had a rock band.
Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp, yeah.
We had a bunch of stuff.
And did you handle the pavilion, that little pavilion, or not the pavilion, the amphitheater?
Yeah, we did the first, Chingo Bling was there with the seats. And I even still have pictures on my phone.
So you brought all that experience you got at Payne Arena to HEB.
Yeah, and did that. And like I said, they never gave me that experience. I mean, that chance in Hidalgo. And we got a new mayor there, and he called me when I was at HEB Park, and I said, hey, you want to come work for us again? We're going to give you that opportunity. I said, yes. Pretty much, fuck it. Let me go do it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that was my dream to run that venue. And since then, I've just been grinding, man.
Yeah.
Grinding. It's competition. I love competition.
When you first started running the venue, were you in charge of booking, or it was just promoters, or did you book house shows there?
Yeah, we did. I did all of it. House shows, promoters, and then it's just getting to know people. A lot of people didn't know who the hell I was.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm the guy. I used to wear suits. Hey, I got to be professional. And I said,
this business doesn't need that.
No. I went to conventions and I started seeing people. I was like, dude, they're all old people that are wearing suits, and all the young guys, all the agents are younger. They got tattoos. They got this. And I was like, fuck that, dude. Take my shit off. Went out there, and my outfit is what you see, black shirts, and I look exactly what you see is how I dress.
That's great, right?
Every day, bro. No maguito. Yeah. I don't care if anybody says, hey, why does that guy have tattoos? Bro,
when they were telling you that you were too young, was it because they felt that you had to deal with older people, the book and stuff like that, and they'll say, look, man, we could probably run circles around this kid or something. So they felt they wanted somebody that looked that was a little older, and
and it was like they wanted it was always an older guy. Get the experience and this and that. I was like, all right, whatever. And then everybody they brought in, dude, is just learning from their mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there was a guy, I'm not going to talk because I know all of them, right?
Yeah.
They're all camaradas and friends. They're still older, but
just like my story with the podcast. I didn't say who it was, but you know what I mean?
No, but at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't want to be that guy. Because he was kind of weird. The way he was weird with promoters, and I would see the interactions, and I could see they were like cringing, like, man, why is this guy running this place? And I would learn from their mistakes, and I just said, I want to be totally different from this guy.
You always felt you could do it better.
Yeah,
you have to have that.
And I think a lot of people see me, and they meet me, and I feel like they just say, hey, Sato is buena onda, bro. Like, as long as you don't mess with me or like say, hey, start talking shit about me, I'm cool with everybody, bro.
Is it in this business? Is it like the music industry where people talk shit and all that too?
Siempre, bro. All the time they talk shit. But at the end of the day, they never do it in your face. You know how it is.
Yeah. And they'll comment on your post without a profile pic on it and some weird name, right?
The guy with the long hair, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah. Are you originally from here, from the 956?
Yeah, I was actually born in McAllen. I'm from here. I went to Valley View High School. Shout out to the Tigers in Hidalgo, far area. And then, I went to college. I was a cross country runner. 3-time All-American.
Wow.
I don't look like it. I know I'm not looking athletic, pero
no, pues tenía 17, papá, 16, estás chaval, ¿no?
Todos tenían, everybody was fit when they were young.
No, pues yo no era cross country. I only ran at the end of the block. That was it, bro.
But I did all that. I went to Kansas for college for a little bit, and then I went to Dallas, and then went to New Mexico, back to Dallas. It was, I was in sports, so they would offer you money here, there, whatever the hell. It was back in the day cafe. And then I graduated from college from Northwood University in Dallas. And I came back to the Valley.
And sports entertainment, what were you hoping to be? Like,
it was mostly venue management, all that stuff. So
okay,
it was a school specifically for business, and that's what wasn't I felt. This looks pretty easy. I'm not going to do anything hard. Okay. I want to pass. I want to be able to run and do this stuff. So I went to that direction, and I fell in love with it, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome because I worked for I was in the old Irving Stadium for the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
We were doing concession stands.
I've been there, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, old school, Texas Stadium. We did some internships there, help housekeeping from the ground up, housekeeping, food and beverage to parking, our fraternity would do a lot of stuff. So
can you imagine like the AT&T Stadium running that place, man? I mean, and I found out that Post Malone's parents were the ones that would run the concessions there.
His dad is the food and beverage director.
Yeah. So ahí viene por esos Cowboy fan, el Post Malone.
I'm not a Cowboy fan. Sorry, man.
What's your team, man?
The Houston Texans.
Órale. Well, they did good this year.
Yeah, they did
No,
good.
man, nosotros, bro, chinga. Está cabrón, bro, con los Cowboys, man. It's like they break every bad record, you know what I mean, lately. So, I don't know, man.
Maybe next year.
I've been through the worst, that season where we only won one game. And then, like, the following 5-6 years, we won 3 Super Bowls. So you never know, man. It depends. But when I see those teams playing in the playoffs, I'm like, man, they're hard players.
They
bro.
turn it up.
Yeah, they turn it up.
My biggest thing is the Texas Super Bowl. When the
Dallas
Cowboys
versus
and the Texans.
Imagine that in a Super Bowl, bro.
Nunca va a pasar, pero we have
never
our
know,
Texas
bro.
Super Bowl,
You never know with the type of stuff they do in the NFL, where you have salary caps and all that. You buy a jersey from one of the best players, and next year they're not even there, man.
What happened in the NBA?
Yeah,
Luka, I don't know how to say his last name, but Luka from the Mavericks got traded to the Lakers.
Yeah.
That was what is called a franchise player got traded over here.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's like the number 21 Zeke Elliott. I mean, he was great with that the couple of years, and I bought the shirt and everything. And then he's gone. And then he comes back, and he just like the effort's not there anymore. He's already made his millions and stuff like that. But and I understand because they get hurt, and then they end up having problems the rest of their lives and stuff. Ricky Williams was one of the. Remember him, dude? He just gave up on football.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
Yeah. So you do all kinds of genres of music and comedy there at Payne Arena. What genre of music is basically the no miss? You know what I mean? Like, what we booked this type of artist, this type of music. We're gonna do okay.
It's the classics, man. Marco Antonio Solis will bring you 3,000 people. For sure. There's certain artists that they'll bring the 4,000 people to hit your numbers. Gloria Trevi, Intocable, all the Mexican regional stuff that loves to do stuff. But there's so much out there that I'm trying to tap into, but they're just so afraid to come down here. It's weird.
Like who?
Let's say, Blue Oyster Cult, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them, but it's very difficult to.
I don't know about Blue Oyster Cult, bro. I mean, I saw them in '83, I think, at the Villarreal with Pat Travers and Johnny Van Zandt, who's singing with Leonard Skinner. And I got called from a promoter about Leonard Skinner, and I was like 8,000. I'm like, I don't know. That's a long shot. I'm thinking 35, well, maybe.
But then you look at Ringo Starr, right? I know Ringo Starr's in a different category, but he was the drummer.
Yeah.
Of the Beatles. He sold out.
Yeah, but.
And he had the All-Star band.
Yeah. But besides that, Ringo Starr is the Beatles, and like
you got Bryan Adams.
Yeah, Bryan Adams was great, dude. That concert was
would you
amazing.
expect Bryan Adams to do that here in the Valley?
No, and when I was on the radio, I kept telling people, you know what, he's never been down here. I mean, and he might never come back again. If you miss Guns N' Roses when they were down here in the Valley in 88, 87, you never were able to see. I mean, imagine seeing them with Alice Cooper, opening up for Alice Cooper. And then the next year, the Appetite for Destruction explodes, and they never come back, So, and I was like, you need to go see this show. And Bryan Adams has so many hits. I mean, it's a sing-along through the whole show.
Pero salieron a lot of people that I've never seen. There's so many people, and like I said, they're somewhere. Everybody's everywhere. I see the regulars that come in for not Vicente, but Alejandro Fernandez, Alex Saenz, Gloria Trevi. It's usually the same kind of crowd. But when you bring somebody that's the American music or pop, it's a totally different crowd.
Yeah.
Right now, I can tell you we can do that, but music changes every year, man.
Yeah.
Every year, like you listen to corridos tumbados.
Yeah. Peso Pluma.
And I know you know your music, I know my music. At the end of the day, it's kind of like, man, what are they listening to? Sometimes, right? It's just like I tell my kids, like, what are you guys listening to?
Yeah.
But there's fans, and I gotta listen to that stuff because that's what people are listening to.
I give all music a chance, and I take the Ray Charles approach. He used to say, "There's two kinds of music, good and bad, and every genre has its good music and its bad music." Something that really surprises me is that back when Intocable was starting and Duelo was starting out, I never expected them to be an arena act, because that was never like Ramon Ayala. And it happened. I mean, it became where they're arena acts, and that's awesome because ellos siempre era puro baile, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Vas a bailar y la gente va y la gente que quiere ver se paran enfrente, pero atrás es baile.
Yeah.
And this is like seating, you
It's weird. It's weird though, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but Intocable, Ricky, and all those guys, they call us their home already.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have already built a partnership with them, and they're coming back in November. We haven't announced it, but they're coming back in November. Duelo as well. They're selling, and it's awesome to see.
It's amazing and it's great, and it's just incredible how, like Intocable, like Ricky, back when he started in 95, 96, and the magnitude of the band now, and it not just anybody can handle that type of fame and that type of success in the music industry. You gotta know, and you gotta have your head on straight, dude.
Yeah, and he's got a great team behind him. Oscar, the manager and stuff like that. They're great people.
Oscar estaba con Emilio Navaira back in the day, man, and he was like
El Carrasco.
You couldn't get anything past him, bro. He was solid, dude.
Yeah.
Still is, that's why they got him there.
Yeah, no, it's great working with those guys, and we have great relationship with so many promoters as well, man. It's just like como te digo, it's a cutthroat business, but at the same time you got to build your relationships.
Yeah. How did the Kiss do? I mean, I went to go see Kiss. It was their last tour, and they'd been here before. I saw them the first time they came down. Aerosmith was good when they came down here, and those are bands you never expect in the Valley, you know. And you guys made it happen,
So Kiss was a very interesting day. I'm gonna tell you that because they were probably not gonna go on, because I can tell you a little backstory of that stuff. We ordered some CO2 tanks, and their show's about CO2s and cryojets, and you heard the big bangs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The truck wasn't getting delivered, and trust me, I was freaking the fuck out.
Oh my
backstage.
God, dude! Bro.
And I just said, the guys were like, "Hey, they're not gonna go on without those CO2 tanks. They are not gonna go on." I'm just like, "Shit."
And who was saying this? Doc McGee. I saw him there. Yeah,
he
Doc
was
McGee,
there. And he was
manager.
like, "We are not going on without those tanks." And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" And I was like, "It was like 5:00, and they were supposed to open doors at 7." And I was like, "Chingao." calling, and it was 47 tanks, dude. 47 tanks. There's a troque de CO2 tanks. Like calling different vendors, and I said the guys that were supposed to get it, they fucked up. They didn't bring them. They're on their way. Blah blah blah. And 6:49, yeah, got them. I was like, oh fuck, thank God, bro.
Crazy, dude.
Would have been fucked. Sorry.
Yeah.
That time of day would have been like the worst thing ever. I was already telling myself, it is what it is, dude.
It is what it is. You have to think that way. Yeah. I'm surprised you still got hair, bro.
Well, I told you I didn't have hair, but now I have hair. Se me cae, güey, pero no, but it's fun, different stories.
Aerosmith was great. They had that walkway, that catwalk, and
those guys are very weird as well.
Yeah,
they all want their own little dress room.
See,
Steven Tyler, yeah. After a while, you don't want to hang out with your guys anymore. Motley Crue's the same way. They don't want to hang out with each other. Everybody's doing their own shit. So we have to design different rooms for them. And this guy wants this one because he wants it bigger. Blah blah blah. There's a bunch of stuff that happens there.
Yeah, that Motley Crue show was great too, man. I was there, and Alice Cooper opened up, and
he got stuck. Tommy Lee.
Oh, that's right.
He was on the track and he got stuck halfway up, and he was like, "Shit, they got him off."
Yeah, dude, I remember that, man.
That was some crazy shit.
Yeah, wow. And man, I remember seeing that show, and pinche Nikki Six me avientó una water bottle. Yeah, because I turned around to take a picture of my friend, because the first two rows are straight.
Yeah, continental.
And then behind the second row, there's walkways, and people come to the back. My seat was right on the walkway, And my camarada tapped me and he said, hey, un picture, güey. Órale. I turned around con ellos atrás. And I felt like, boom, chingazo en la cara con agua y la chingada. I thought it was beer, dude. And I thought somebody
in the crowd or
had thrown it at me. Un pinche hater, vato.
Chingos.
Me levanté en la chair. ¿Quién the fuck? Que la chingada. I was like, who did that? And my wife, she was like pulling my shirt. Go, what? It was Nicky Six. He threw you a Fiji water bottle. I'm like, what? Fuck you, man. El Cooper culero. And then my wife's like, move out of the way. Where's the bottle?
Say, where's the
bottle? But that was a fun thing, man. But, man, I saw Motley Crue in 1981, 80, when they were in La Villarreal. It was Shout at the Devil, and they had a band called Axe and Heaven open up. And they were with it was like amazing, dude. Vince Neil Iratao.
No sé cómo lo hizo Nano, bro. I don't know how he did it. I always ask, like, Nano's what? How old is he right now?
Shit, he's about almost 80, bro.
I think he's 80.
Yeah.
I still work with the guy.
See? No, yeah.
Funny story with that guy is that I met him at Static X at the Villarreal.
See?
They threw me out. No lie. I showed him the picture and everything like that. I said, I was crowd surfing, and then like the 7th time, they kicked me out, and I was a little kid. I was like 12 or something like that.
Damn.
And he goes, "You're out." Okay. I go outside. I'm chilling in the corner, llorando, because I was like, my brothers are inside. I'm by myself. Blah, blah, blah. And Nano comes and taps me in the back. "What's up, kid?" He goes, "Well, they threw me out." He goes, "What do you mean they threw you out?" "No, come here." He takes me backstage. Puts me in the back on the side of the stage. I met everybody, bro.
Orale.
And I have the picture still, and I gave it to him. He was like, "I need the picture for my book, Eric. I need the picture for my book." And I said, "Yeah, here it is." I saw my brothers from the stage, and I was waving at them, and they were like, "What the fuck? How the fuck did you get up there?" And since then, it was great.
What would we have done without Nano and La Villarreal, dude?
I don't know, man.
I mean, there was a guy named Louis Gabriel that used to do shows, and he did some concerts there, but then Nano just took over and he started, bringing in all the bands, and he was dealing with George Strait and Waylon Jennings.
You been to his house?
And yeah,
That's museum,
there's
bro.
actually, ladies and gentlemen, I have an interview with Nano Ramirez, the promoter, legendary promoter from here from the 956. He's met and everybody. That guy has tour shirts from 1978 just stacked up all the way to lately. All the bands would give him shirts. Pero I remember La Villarreal, he'd bring, Juan Gabriel, Luis Miguel, and every genre. I mean, ese vato no nomás era un
And I like seeing your old videos when you're interviewing people.
Yeah. And there's a video out there, if you search Whiskey D Singer, it's my band performing at La Villarreal opening up for Quiet Riot. Yeah, I had a heavy metal band in 94, 93.
I gotta look that one up.
Dude, you're going to freak out. And I have a Dallas Cowboy jersey, 94. It was Charles Haley, and they had just won the Super Bowl. It was February, right? It was like the week after the Super Bowl. And we opened up and we were heavy, dude. And then at the end of the song, everybody, and I go, "How about them fucking Cowboys? I go, everybody's 88, 8 and 22. I'm 94 tonight, motherfuckers. And the crowd just like, dude.
Best show
fired
ever.
him up, bro. I fired him up, bro. I knew what to say to just get him going.
That's crazy.
And it was one of the highlights of my life. I remember meeting Pantera backstage también con Dimebag and Phil Anselmo.
Different times, bro.
Yeah.
Different times. And I wish I was what I am now back then, because that would have been cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like dealing with all that stuff. I'm trying to get into all that stuff like Pantera. I'm trying to reach out to them. But it's just, it's weird, man. It's just, I offer money.
Yeah.
Lots of money. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they don't take it.
But whenever you do that, you have to look at, return on investment, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and I got to see, like I know I can make a $2 million show work here. Say I'm gonna throw a name, right, Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm.
But that means every seat in the house has to be $750.
I know, man. That's another thing. Ticket. It's always best to buy them there at the box office, right?
You save money. You don't. There's a lot of fees online, all that stuff. We actually had a call about that. But it's always best to go buy them at your local box office ticket box or at Payne Arena in our box office, and you can get the best deals.
Live Nation it's going through some stuff. I don't know if they still are, but the government was going after them for monopolizing the concert industry with Ticketmaster and it was like an antitrust type of lawsuit, and it was the Biden administration, I think. I don't know where it went. I was looking it up the other day because I was talking with some friends, and my friend Reabrigo, he didn't know about it. I was like, dude, yeah, Live Nation apparently has monopolized most of the big venues and the ticket sales, and they're bullying out smaller promoters and smaller venues and stuff like that. What's the deal on that? Do you know anything about that? Do you have to deal with that?
No, not really. In our area, not really, because we're not owned by Ticketmaster. I mean, by Live Nation or anything like that. But there is a new legislation that came out for Ticketmaster and all ticketing companies. Now they have to break down, and there's a certain amount of percentages that they can only go to a cap, pretty much.
Yeah, because I was always thinking, like, you buy a ticket off these brokers, and it's $500, $600, $1,000, and then you get the ticket, and it says $100 or $120.
Bro, I've seen some that go to $15,000.
I know, dude. I know, like WrestleMania, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so I'm like, I always told my wife, they need to make some sort of legislation where brokers are only allowed to go a certain percentage above the face value of the ticket, man, because it's like, it's highway robbery. And then besides that, you have the fees, okay, it says $1,500 for the ticket, and then before you get out of there, it's like $1,800, you have what was a trip is out of COVID, they brought up this insurance, $12 insurance. Yeah. And if that ensures that you'll get your money back if the show is canceled.
You got to click the little button. Oh yeah, it's like a little insurance.
Yeah, and they were doing. I don't buy the insurance because we're off of COVID, and I think COVID was when it was a little past COVID. Yeah. I would probably get it because le pega COVID a uno y chinga, cancel todo el pinche pedo, entiende la onda. But now I really don't spend $12, and I think, okay, they get $12. Say 1,500, say 1,000 people buy the insurance at $12, and the show still goes on. They got the $12,000, bro. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Just like, but have you ever thought of getting into the ticket business, man?
Sometimes, but the Ticketmaster is like, you're not gonna beat that, man.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard.
That's where I go.
And then you got to have your own, coding person and all that crap.
Yeah, they have Eventbrite, which takes care of a lot of local stuff here, right?
Eventbrite is just more like a platform that you get, and then you can add your own little fees there for your company or whatever you want.
Orale. Yeah.
You want to be the Ticketmasters of the world. But.
I remember I met a guy that was working at the McAllen Convention Center, and he got into the ticket thing. I forgot his name, man, pero he was like, "Oh, now you're doing tickets?" He goes, "Yeah, I started a ticket thing." And I was like, "Órale, está bueno." But I freak out también because like we're talking at the station about the shows at Aztec Theater. Like I bought tickets for Saxon at the Tobin Center in San Antonio. And 2 tickets, I always buy 2 tickets because they're like $65. I end up paying like $150 for 2 tickets, which is like, it's breathable, bro. You know what I mean? The theater, the Aztec Theater, también igual, $60, $65, and then they have a fast pass where if you pay a little extra, you get in before the regular, the
by
regular
merch and all that stuff.
Yeah, and you can get right up front if it's general admission. So those are kind of cool little things that I've learned that they do now, because I had stopped going to concerts regularly upstate like I used to.
Yeah.
Because I was so damn busy. But I told my wife, I'm gonna start going to concerts again.
YOLO, you only live once.
Yeah, man. Dude. And so now at those prices, I'm able to go like in March the 21st. I'm going to Saxon, Riot, and Lizzie Borden
in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the following Saturday, I'm gonna go see Jeff Tate, which is a singer from Queensryche, and he's doing like the whole Operation Mindcrime album. That's what they do now. They do. Yeah. I saw Wasp, and they did the first album.
Then we have the guy. What's his name? Man, we just had him this past weekend. The Foreigner guy.
Oh yeah, Lou Gramm.
Lou Gramm. Yeah, we had him. They do all their stuff.
You know what? It was interesting when I went there because Man, he was amazing. He's an older guy, and he went through brain surgery and stuff due to a tumor. But Asia came on, and then I was like, okay, now Lou's gonna come with his band, right? So when he's just playing their last song and they're finishing up, I see Lou just walk by the drum kit, and then a roadie comes and puts a mic and this and that, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? I guess Lou's gonna do a song with them. No, they were Lou's backup band. I was like, that's genius.
No gastan.
No, that's a way to cost cutting. And Asia, those musicians are top notch, bro. Y se avientaron, bro. So, and it was no break. People were, I had friends tell me, oye, lo levantaba para ir a rap popcorn y al baño y no vi que comenzó Lou de volada, carnal. So it was like a nonstop show from like 8:30 to like 10:30 or something like that, and it was great. I loved it, bro.
That's pretty cool.
That's a cool, but the arena was down to like a quarter of the arena because you could make different sizes.
Yeah,
right?
so that was our theater mode. So at the end of the day, we do different sizes and stuff like that. So it accommodates it for different kind of shows that we get. So.
The theater mode, I told everybody every seat was amazing there, and every seat is good at the Payne Arena, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what a lot of people say. You know, there's like, you can sit in the back and you can still see the artist. Different venues, you know, you sit way over there, no miras nada. But ours is pretty intimate, like we say, and you know, it's a legendary venue. Like that's what our motto is right now: legendary venue, bring legendary artists, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do more and more and more, but como digo, it's just time. Routing, you know, how all that stuff works, and we're just trying to make sure that we, you know, bring the best entertainment to you guys.
Yeah.
956.
Yeah.
So,
what's your dream show?
My dream show, man, there's so many. I don't know.
Pero el que es
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Singa, tiene como ir y algo el cabrón.
I brought one
también.
Beatle. I wanted to bring the other Beatle.
Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
Man,
Bringing Ringo Starr was like a big thing too.
Dude, I had third row tickets. I bought tickets. I took my uncle, man. He's the one that got me into music. And, man, he's seen them there with, you know, the guy from Toto and Lukather,
Hey, but
Steve Lukather.
those guys were really good too.
Güey,
man.
tan desgraciados, bro. Puro top notch.
And I think a lot of people didn't know they were coming.
Well, I kept saying it on the
know.
radio. I said Steve Lukather from Toto's going to be there, the singer from Men at Work, and then the guy from Average White Band. I grew up with that stuff in the 70s, and Edgar Winter was supposed to be there. When I got there, I was right in front of the keyboards. I said, "That's got to be Edgar Winter. He's going to be right there, man."
He
didn't show, no llegó. Se enfermó.
Yeah, he was sick.
Ya está viejón, man.
Well, it happens, man. It's just like I was excited. We just had Dwight Yoakam. I was excited for the Mavericks. I wanted to see the Mavericks, bro. Yeah. And he got sick, and he went to back to the hospital. Now he's okay. Now he's going back on the road.
El singer, ¿verdad? Raúl Malo. Yeah. I saw them, man.
I was excited about that one, man. I was like, man. I saw him on his solo in Houston. He was doing like a little solo thing at a theater. Man, he sounds awesome.
He's got an amazing voice, dude. So who opened up? I heard it was, I think it was Wiley Hubbard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people were kind of like, dang, man. Merrill Haggard's grandson was the other opener. I forgot what his first name was, but he's a Haggard.
Did he sound like his uncle?
Yeah,
I mean, like his grandfather?
He was good, bro. Yeah. Like that guy, I thought that guy should have been the...
I'm a big Merle Haggard. Yeah. Wiley R. Hubbard, I think his name is. He's an interesting character. Yeah, he's sort of like a David Allan Coe, but he's like his voice isn't like, you know what I mean.
It used to be, and, you know, that's what sometimes it happens. But you know, there's a lot of guys that are old school and they still sound the same, bro.
How did Dwight Yoakam do? Was that good?
He was good, man.
Man, I wanted to see him, bro.
And once again, Dwight's people invited Nano, and it was weird because you would think like Nano, hey Dwight, how's it going? No, Dwight came to Nano and said, Nano, how's it going? He was just like, what the fuck? How does this guy fucking
Todos conocen a Nano, bro. Yeah. I mean,
you remember back in 19, so blah, blah, blah.
So when I was at his house, you know, we were in his backyard and it's got a lake back there and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, and it's all cement and stuff. And I was just thinking and visualizing back in the day when he'd bring the entourage to his house and they'd have a party in the back, you know, and
It's crazy.
Estaban los artistas, bro. Everybody who's anybody in the freaking men's music.
People jumping into the pool, like old school parties.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? And back in the 80s and 90s, it was a lot more. I mean, ahí está el P. Diddy, ya sabes, carnal, había un pinche desmadre back then, bro.
Crazy as shit, man.
Yeah, man.
No, but it's a fun job that I have. You know, like I said,
It's a dream job, dude, but it's work.
Yeah,
And it's negotiating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love my wife sometimes, man, because I don't know how she does it with me. But
Yeah.
todos los días.
Yeah.
Working and working and
She
working.
probably feels the energy too, man. You know, she feels the energy of it. And yeah, my wife, I mean, she's like that, bro. She feels the energy off of me, and she loves challenges and stuff like
But
that.
it's weird. My wife doesn't go to concerts that much.
No?
She doesn't want to like be that person.
Yeah.
Rather just stays home. Like when she wants to come see a concert, she'll come and see it. But other than that,
It's got to be an artist that they like. My wife too, like, llevé pa Wasp, and she's like,
La mía es
she
de puro
hated it.
Daddy Yankee. I was like,
Sí, reggaeton.
Yeah.
How does the reggaeton do at the Payne Arena, se llena?
Like I said, it was a phase. Like it was really good in 2022, I think, 2023, right there.
Yeah.
And then 2024 is all corridos tumbados. And then I think 2025 right now it's probably gonna be country music.
See?
And then it's gonna go back to something else and then something else. It's just the times change, man. It's like my daughter listens to, Billie Eilish and all that stuff, and then she told me about Hudson Westbrook, and I'm like, what the hell? Where'd you go from that to that in like a few seconds?
You know, Billy Idol's touring también. I was going to get tickets for him in Austin.
I'm trying to get him, man.
Ese vato llena el pedo ahí, bro.
I can't tell you all the artists. I got competition.
And I was going to tell you, bro. I was going to ask you, like, what do you got coming up? I know you've got Borderfest coming up.
At Borderfest, you know, I book all these stuff outside. You know, it's a time frame that I have, but I wish I had more time to book because it's always like last minute trying to get stuff. And, you know, we get what we get because of the time limit. But I wish I could have more time to get you guys the best artists. And I think, you know, hopefully everybody enjoys Borderfest.
Busta Rhymes. I mean, who else is there besides Busta Rhymes? Going to be there.
Busta Rhymes on the inside. Then we got Neton Vega. He's a new artist that's going to be on the outside on Friday. So that's going to be a great artist. You know, he's #1 in Mexico right now. He's another corridos tumbados and other stuff. Pesado. Fat Joe's going to be out there. Calle 24. Inspector.
Costumbre.
A lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, también Atrapado. I think I heard Atrapado. I think it's there.
A local guy's named Anixiado. They're really good as well.
And then you got the carnival and the food. I mean, the Borderfest has always been huge, dude.
Yeah. It's a headache, but I love it. But at the end of the day, it's just, you know, trying to get through another week of a festival.
You just had Monster Jam this past weekend, and I freak out because I was at some remotes giving out tickets, and they have a fan base that's pretty crazy. Like, they're hardcore.
They see Gravedigger and Thunder.
Yeah, dude. And there was a man there was just showing me pictures of years of like, and then telling me all kinds of information. And they compared Monster Jam with the Hot Wheels, and they said, "No, el Hot Wheels no trae nada, bro. It's Monster Jam is the one." And I was like, "Really? What's the difference?" He goes, "Well, they don't put dirt for the Monster Wheels."
Oh, the Hot Wheels.
Or the Hot Wheels, yeah. And in Monster Jam they do. And I took my goddaughter, my godson, I had never been to it. And I took her last year. And bro, I was blown away, dude. It was so entertaining, and the trucks, what they do, and there's dirt all inside.
Oh yeah.
And like, how do you do?
It's a process, bro. Yes.
I was just thinking, chinga, pa meter la tierra y sacarle la chingada. Wow.
Man. We got to take bleachers out. We got to put a bunch of stuff down on the floor because, as you know, we're the only ice rink in the valley, so we still have to protect the floor on the bottom. So we got to put stuff on the bottom. Then they bring in the dirt at 6 a.m, and then it's all day on Thursday doing all that stuff, and then they do the show, and then they got a whole crew called the Dirt Crew to come in and clean all that stuff out. Lo sacan, they put it in the back. And then I got to get my cleaning crew to go in there, power wash all the seeds.
Yeah.
Bro. And then if I have a concert the following weekend, chorizo, bro. And then all night.
Are you
bro.
like when you have Monster Jam?
Yeah.
Do you specifically not book like 2-3 days after?
Trust me, my guys are like, for real, boss. Nambe, boss. Porque, like, hey, if I'm gonna get an artist that weekend, you guys gotta get on la bola, bro, and start cleaning and doing whatever. He goes, dang it, bro. I go, hey,
Es jale.
it's part of the job, man.
Sí. ¿Y la tierra se queda ahí atrás o?
Yeah, so we have it in the back.
So you recycle it every time it comes.
A veces trae cosas dentro, they put it in there.
Y they ponen it, you do that little ramp in the middle and everything. No, but dude, se avientan, bro. I love that. I really enjoyed Monster Jam.
And todo eso. It's fun, man, and it's changing every year, but you know, it's great for the family and fun. And then we got Disney on Ice coming in April. Ese es otro pedo, bro.
Sí.
You gotta build the ice, and I'm the one that builds it with my guys. I drive the Zamboni. I do all that stuff.
So what, do you all like fill the floor with water and then it freezes, or how does that work, man?
A lot of people say, I'm gonna just throw water in it. No, you mist it. And it takes 3 days of misting in circles. It's like a sprinkler system.
Wow.
And you just go in a circle, and then fill it with white. Circle. It's like for 3 days straight. My guys are, no matter, they're there for 8-hour shift and the next 8-hour shift.
I remember when you all had the hockey team there, man, and I'd go to a concert and it was during hockey season, and you'd put like a flooring right above the ice. And my feet would be freezing, but I was there with the pinche concert, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, what sucks is, you know, we got Disney, and then we're going to have to put J Balvin, and J Balvin's before Disney, so we have to put that black flooring on. And it's un pedo, bro. Like, it sucks for us, but at the same time, it's just, we got to do what we got to do to get these things done.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Sometimes I'll say, like, hey, at least we don't have hockey, guys. Back and forth, it's tough. And
I remember.
And that's what we do, man. I really... You know, a lot of people say, hey, why don't you bring hockey back? Or why don't you bring indoor football or any of that stuff? It takes away a lot of dates, honestly. Concert dates. Yeah. And having a sports team is not a
I estaban los Vipers también at the very beginning. I remember when they first started there.
They went to their place, Bird Dog.
Y no se llena. I mean, you know, it's a, you know, van every once in a while.
Yeah, they get their, I think, 2,000 people or whatever they usually get. But hey,
and you gotta be having a winning season, de madre, to really get the best out of it. Yeah. No. So, well, how does 2025 look, man? Gonna be some good shows.
It looks good, man. Right now we have around 27 shows in the books already, and then we have like another probably 20 more that we haven't announced. So there's a lot of stuff coming, man. It's every day I see something, I was like, shit, I need to go get them. You know, I just saw Power Man 5000 announced on Concrete, and I was like, yo, calling agents, yo, I want that show. How do I get it?
But sometimes you got to be careful, like not booking something that you personally like, because you got to make it successful, verdad? And sometimes, like,
if the price is right, like when the agent tells me it's going to cost this much, and I start saying, okay, that tanto, you know, 20,000, 30,000, whatever. Then you start doing your scaling and all that stuff. And rock shows, you want to make sure that they're $25, $20, and so it's like I
one of the shows that that was memorable for me last year was Charlie Crockett, man. He put on a hell of a show.
I'm trying to bring him back. He wants to come back, so we're trying to bring him back. But it's just,
I think it'll be better next time because you had the theater set up. But everybody there was blown away because not everybody had seen him. I had already seen him. I've been a fan of his since like 2017, 2018, and I'd gone to Green Hall and everything to see him.
He's good, bro.
Siempre, bro. Y tiene una música con madre, bro. And
Americana music.
Yeah, Americana. That's what it is.
It sounds like Johnny Cash.
Yeah, he mixes R&B, jazz, country, and it's classic, dude. And then I freaked out when he said his drummer was from Donna.
Yeah.
And then the drummer, I guess he recognized, I was right in the front row. I bought front row tickets. He goes and he gives me the drumstick. I go, hey. And then the band that opened up was Bidi Bidi Banda, which was a Selena tribute band from Austin. So they were like, they came up, they recognized you, they came up because I got history with her, right, with Selena. And they were like, the girl, la gordita que estaba cantando, she goes, we saw you walking up. And I was like, up there going, oh, fuck, we better not mess up. I was like, no, but you did
biggest
great.
critic.
Yeah, no, I was like, you did fantastic. It sounded amazing.
If you would have sucked, I would have told you.
Yeah, no, but it's awesome, man. But I think Charlie Crockett, everybody that went there probably hadn't never seen him, and they probably left going, telling other people. That's how it happens.
Yeah,
you know?
they said, hey, wait, you guys missed
word
that
of mouth.
Show. Yeah. And a lot of people don't miss out on that stuff, man. You guys see a new artist or anything like that, you say, man, I don't know who that is. Go check him out.
Yeah.
Go check him out because you never know they might be the next big thing or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I like bringing you stuff, guys. So
Yeah.
you might
And
not-
there's no better person to do my job in radio than a fan of the music.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no better person to run an arena that books concerts than a fan of music, man. And that's what we are, bro.
I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, PayneArena.com. Eric's the one that handles everything there. But if you want to find out what's going on, they put a lot of dates way ahead of schedule, so you can find out, make plans, and go to PayneArena.com. You can buy your tickets off the website, or you can go to Ticketmaster as well, or you can go to the box office if you live in the 956 or know somebody here and you're from out of town. Just send them to the box office. You get to save on some fees and stuff like that. But Eric, fucking awesome to have you on, bro. We got to come do this again,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
There's so many.
At the other studio.
Yeah, and you've been to so many concerts. We could talk concerts all freaking day and night, man. You know.
brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
That's right, baby.
Hashtag PVT. Papasústame one time. Vámonos, Recio.